Welcome back. In the last video, I shared how I almost lost everything. Today, I am diving deeper. I'm going to give you the exact mistakes I made that almost broke my business so you don't have to repeat them. Let's get into it. The first mistake I made was rushing into growth without a plan. On a normal day, when you're making sales, when you're making profits, that is growth. So you think. So I thought. But that is not the case. Growth without plan or strategy is definitely going to lead to failure. Over time, when you're so focused on growth rather than a system to keep it going, they will get to a time where it's going to start fighting you. When you don't have a system that keeps you in check, that doesn't keep your finances in check, that doesn't help to guide you on the next step to take, what to do, what not to do, it's definitely going to drown you as you go down the line. Just because you're growing fast doesn't mean you're growing in the right direction. A system or strategy helps to define how you are going to play out your business. What is the right step to take? How you go about things. These are the things that lead or guide you. Your entire body is run by a system. Without that system in place, your body is going to be in chaos. The same thing applies to your business. If you don't have a system in place, trust me, you're going to fail. So the mistake I made was I was focused on growth because I was making sales and I was having clients. I thought that meant I was succeeding. Over time, that started to fight me because I did not know where I was going, what I was doing, what was making me successful, and what was obviously affecting me. Please do not repeat this mistake. Mistake number two, hiring the wrong people. I'm going to classify this into two groups. There's the hiring the people physically because you're able to afford to hire other people or outsource other people, and there's the hiring in your head. So let's start with the one where you hire people in your head. When you start a business, you don't always have to have a very large capital, which means you're most likely walking alone, just like me. When I started my business, I was eager to get things in place. I wanted to start making sales, so I started focusing on the areas that would draw more sales. How did I do this? I focused on creating more awareness for my business rather than creating a structure. Instead of me starting with the key factors like an accountant, trying to make sure that I'm getting my finances in place, I was focused more on just creating content. That means I was focused more on being a social media manager, a marketer, a sales rep for my business, rather than focusing on being a CEO and being an accountant. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, is it wrong for me to create content? No. It is important to create content as it is important for me to have an accountant. But if I don't have a proper system, over time, it's going to affect the business. So just because you're the only one doesn't mean you cannot hire at the wrong time. When you focus on a certain area rather than focusing on another area at that point, you are hiring the wrong person or the wrong team. Now, the second part is hiring. That's actually being able to afford and outsource your business, certain parts of your business to other people, but hiring the wrong people. Now, just because someone has a good skill doesn't necessarily mean that they're the good fit for your business. When you are hiring, you have to consider their key values, their moral system, their belief system, because your team is not just about getting skilled people. You could hire the wrong people that will lead to low morale, that will lead to conflict, that will lead to a costly turnover. You have to hire the right people that will not only help you, but help your business and the brand and the vision and the identity you have to bring to life. They have to be able to walk with you in the right path. So you're not just going to focus on the skills they bring to the table, what they have, how they are as a being, because they become a part of your brand, they become a part of your business, and that overall can affect your business. Have you ever gone to a store where the sales rep was so rude that you probably just didn't want to buy anything from that store anymore? Or their customer service was so poor that you just told yourself there's no point, these people don't know what they're doing? You're not pointing fingers at the CEO, You're pointing fingers at the entire brand together. That's exactly how it is when you hire the wrong people. Getting the right people with you can take your business from 0 to 100 in a short period of time. But you need to have the right awareness and you need to know the right people. So how do you do this? It starts by you asking yourself, what do I stand for? What is my business about? Who am I? What do I want people to see my brand and my business as? That starts with you. That starts with you hiring yourself and what do I want them to represent. When you're able to do that, it will guide you to know where to start from, the kind of people you should hire first, or the right people to outsource to. You need to have a system in order to be able to know where to prioritize first. Mistake number 3 is not asking for help. I was stubborn and I thought I had to do it all by myself. I did not ask for help, not mentors, not people. I did not delegate properly. I did not outsource when I needed the help because I thought I could do it all on my own. You can't do everything on your own. No man is an island, literally. If you want to succeed in your business, you need to understand that just because you have the idea or a certain level of resources does not mean you are to do it alone. If that was the case, a lot of the large companies we know today would probably just be doing it on their own. When you take all the responsibilities, it has a way of weighing down, not allowing you to think right, to know when to reach out and who to help you ease the process. Imagine having to be the CEO, the content creator, the accountant, the marketer, the customer care. Over time, you're going to be burnt out, overwhelmed, and you will not know what needs your attention most because you are busy trying to be everything in one. Now, if you cannot afford to hire people or outsource, you have friends, you have family, reach out to them. Ask them for help. I know you don't have to tell them everything, and there are times where it's better to walk in silence and to walk on your own. That is fine. But you need to be able to identify the moment where you need to ask for help. That means you could ask your friends to help you with creating content. When I started my business, I was not a good photographer. So I reached out to one of my friends. He helped me to create and bring to life some of the content ideas I had, and it helped me. Over time, I realized in order for me to be able to bring those ideas to life, I needed to start learning. I needed to reach out and ask for help. So when I was shooting in his studio with him helping me, telling me what is wrong, how I could adjust things. That is asking for help. When my business started crashing, I realized I needed to reach out for emotional and mental support. I reached out to my friends and they helped me to understand it was okay and I still had more in me to give. When you work with people, not necessarily by hiring, but by reaching out to people to guide you, it has a way of easing the stress and it has a way of making you understand that you are not alone. And to help you understand that these people are not perfect either. These people are still figuring themselves out. These people are having a support system that is helping them to stand. No matter how big or small you are, you will have the down days. You will have the days where you're just overwhelmed. There are days where you don't feel like doing anything. And if you're a lady, you have those mood swings, you have the periods. All these things affect you. So imagine you're alone in that period. No one to help you, no one to motivate you, no one to tell you it's okay to take a break, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. I had to create this system. I had to let people in gradually. And I'm lucky enough I had friends who were willing to stand by me regardless of how much I was pushing them. But when you allow yourself to heal and you allow yourself to feel these things, over time, you will start to find the balance. If you are still watching this, thank you so much. It means that what I am saying is giving some sort of value to you. So please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel so I can continue to give you more and more of all that I can. Now, the final and most important mistake that I made and I'm learning from, and I'm still trying to figure it out, is the problem of my financial health, ignoring my financial health. When I started my business, I was so focused on making sales and making profits that I ignored the cash flow, the expenses, the record keeping. And the funny part about this is when I started, and I always commit my business to God. The Holy Spirit told me to focus on record keeping. For the longest time, He kept beckoning on my spirit, focus on your record. But I felt like it wasn't that necessary. So I could make sales and not record it. I didn't have an invoice system. I didn't have record system. I didn't have an inventory system. I was basically just winging it as I was going. I did not know what I was doing majority of the time. At the end of the month, I couldn't tell you if I made profit or loss. I couldn't tell you where my expenses were going to. As long as I had cash in my account, I felt like I was doing great. What I need you to understand is this. When you start your business, these things define your system. If your finances are in great health, your business is going to flow. You'll be able to hire people, you'll be able to pay yourself, and trust me, there's a great feeling in that. I somehow thought that it would figure itself out. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. One of the things that helped me to wake up was when I asked myself this question one day. With the way I'm handling my finances, if someone else was to come in and handle it and start treating it as though it doesn't matter, would I blame myself or blame them entirely? To be honest, I would mainly blame myself because I did not give value to my business enough for someone else to see that. I was treating it as though it was just a side hustle or something I could just, get by every day. And when you treat your business a certain way, when someone else comes into the picture, they're most likely going to treat it the way you are treating it or even worse. They're going to give it as much value or less value as you are treating it. You are a reflection of your business. Your business is a reflection of you. So you need to treat it with great value. So when other people come into your space, they will equally do the same. So you see, it all comes together. It talks about you as a being. Your business, your brand, everything you're doing speaks of who you are. And it also helps other people to speak that way. When you start to look at your finances, your system, the structure, your business as a whole, with this type of mindset, trust me, it's going to shift you in a great direction. So these are some of the key mistakes I made that almost destroyed my business. If any of this sounds familiar to you, don't beat yourself up. Learning is part of the journey. In the next episode, I will be talking about my burnt out phase and how it affected all my decision making. You don't want to miss that. And if you enjoyed this video or you connected to this video, like this video, share, and comment below your own business mistakes so we can all learn from it. And don't forget to subscribe and watch me and learn with me in my rebranding journey. Thank you for watching, and bye.